which is probably the hardest one for certain matchups, and actually one of the easiest decks against other matchups. I'm going to start off with the hardest matchup for Uterra, I think, against Alloyin. Yes, Mirrodin, currently match 5, actually, now. Sorry, I didn't notice the chat question. And the PC does have the latest build. Oh, no. As far as Packmaster, Pulse, and Rangeborn, does not have the latest build. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go all out kill in this matchup. So I'm going to rock things like the Prowlers whenever I get the chance. So yeah, I might end up playing the Delver next turn because it's going to be a 6-6 versus a 7-7 anyway. And darn, I can't save the Prowler. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and play another Delver and Prowler here. Try to keep pressure up, make it so the Alloyin deck can't create, get to the point where it can create something that's unkillable, and don't give it a chance to set up. So definitely buffing the Delver with something, whether it's Roar or the Grove Huntress. The question is, what is the best way to buff it? I could buff the Packmaster, might keep him alive, it's unlikely. So I think buffing the Prowler is probably the best bet with the Grove Huntress, and then if I want to play the Roar. Otherwise I could play the Ravager lane 1 and the Huntress lane 5 buffing the Delver. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Ravager idea. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the Grove Huntress, make the Delver survive, and here is the board position you want to see going into player level 2. Alright, so normally I'm really against this card, particularly with it, even in the strategy of filling up the lanes. Hunting Pack does fill up lanes, however he doesn't stay in lanes. In this case though, he should trade with both of them, and nothing else will survive anyway. It would be much better to level the Dryad or the Delver, because they're just better cards. But in turn I could Roar. If I choose to go the other route. Or I could Shard Plate Delver lane 4, and then Roar. Ignore the Sparkbot for now, which would allow me to get the Roar and keep the Delver. And that would keep me a 4th creature on the board, which I think is more important than killing off his creatures at this point. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play that Delver, then Roar. And that should live against the Forge Plate. And then I get the Grove Huntress, which is beautiful. That'll kill the Sparkbot. Ah, General. How brutally awful. Wow. This is gross. I could Grove Huntress lane 5 as well. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. Grove Huntress lane 5 and then throw out Hunting Pack. This time almost unavoidable. So yeah. No! Ah! All the hatred. All the hatred for this game. Not really. Game's awesome. Ignore that statement. But that was obnoxious. Okay. So definitely playing you into an open lane. There's no reason to, I guess. Alright, I could Soothing Radiance here. I did Soothing Radiance, it would save the Grove Huntress. So the question is, would I rather save the Grove Huntress, or would I rather kill the Technosmith? I think that's an actually a pretty easy question. I'm going to save the Grove Huntress. Hey now, there's a Roar 2, and a decent timing for it. You could always have better timing, but as far as timings go, that is up there on the list of things that I want to see right now. That should be game. He can only block 2 of them, and they're all lethal. Beautiful. That is what I like to see. I was actually pretty worried about this one at this point, but pulled out pretty easily, and everything's even alive to keep going. So that's my strategy with Uterra versus Alloyin. Don't get to player level 3 is basically my strategy with that deck. Go ahead and play the Deep Branch Prowlers because they'll always get a 2-for-1, and you don't care about player level 3 in any way.